Hi, Mom. Hmm. Hi, Jacob. Nice to see you. Namaste. Yeah. Kira.
Hi.
Hi. Mm. Kira's knows a lot about energy, so this will be interesting having you here. Hi, Danielle. Hey. Nice to see you. So let's just start to drop in while we wait for people to show up. I'll put some music on for us. I'm expecting a few more people to show up, so let's just clear our space a little bit in the meantime. A couple minutes. So clearing the space means to really become aware of yourself, all the impressions, expectations, really hold a wake of space around you. A very good thing to do in the beginning. We can just all do that in our own way. You can hear me fine, right? Hey. Mhm. The primary space you want to clear is your heart, too. Looking at the psychic space, which is all the impressions, all the feelings within yourself, and then also in your heart, more physical. The image just arrived. We're just clearing the space before everybody arrives. Ariella. Gonna start in a minute or two. Jacob, can you message Robert? And Ayush? Who are those guys? And Karan? Thank you. Sure. So Kara asked in the messages to describe clearing the space. So as we're waiting, a good thing to do whenever you sit down to do anything is to begin by taking note of your state. Sometimes we walk around almost carrying something, and it becomes a habitual energetic assertion of sorts. And we want to become aware. So really, in clearing our space, we become aware of ourselves, and we let go of these things so we can submerge into the moment. Another thing is just to feel physically in the chakras, which perhaps you don't feel yet because that's what this class is about, but we'll also clear the chakras, particularly the heart chakra, just by bringing energy into it. There's a sort of willing of purification in the chakras that you can practice. The better you get at that, the more you can say, oh, it's time for bed. I'm going to sit down, clear my chakra, and sleep like a baby. It's very powerful. Or you're going to be talking in front of 100 people and you have to be on point and feel not nervous. Activate your heart. There's so many things you can do just to be free. It's really about freedom. So when we clear the space, we're renewing it. We're clearing it. All right, maybe we'll start. 6:10 already. Welcome, everybody. So today we will be talking about the metaphysical body, the astral, I can't read the comments while I'm talking. We'll be talking about the metaphysical body, which is the astral body. And I'd like to go over just a brief intellectual map of it. And really, it's not as important to know about the map as it is to be able to do it. It's like you know how to do some swimming stroke, but you never do it, then you don't really know the swimming stroke, right? So this is something that you learn how to do, and you increase the potency of being able to do it throughout your day. You'll sleep in it. It becomes a part of the way you hold your energetic structure. So, so we have our physical body, and a part of the physical body is the energetic body, which is made up of life force energy. It goes by a number of names. You can call it Kundalini. That's what we call it in yoga. You can call it Qi. In Taoism, they call it Qi. In yoga, there's a lot of different words for this life force energy. In Taoism, perhaps there's more words that I don't know, but it seems to be a little bit less robust in the way it describes the different kinds of Qi. We have Kundalini, which goes through the body. There's another kind of energy that is ambient in the environment called prana. And you can bring that into your body and use it in your body. So there's all these different qualities of energy. And so I have a background in physics. I studied physics in college. And one of the things I wanted to know through physics was the nature of the universe. I'd never experienced anything, at least consciously, that I would have called magical until I met my teacher and I experienced this. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's like makes me rethink physics in such a big way, because somehow I'm feeling these things. At least the biology of the human being is very largely omitted in our current paradigm of biology. They don't talk about the chakras. And some people say, well, they don't exist. And it's not a matter of believing that they exist or not. It's good to have an open mind, for sure. But the goal is to know through your own experience and to use them to become more conscious, to become more loving, to become more happy, to become more intelligent, to use your time in your life more wisely, know what to do here in the time you have. These are all things that you can better do through an energetic awareness. You can also just have more command over yourself, right? Everybody, people have, you maybe have a psychologist, or you've had a psychiatrist, or you have a life coach, or perhaps you don't officially have any of those things, but you consume content related to those things to be free. So this is about freedom and empowerment. And it's extraordinarily pivotal way to change your life. So, and not only just be free from pathologies like anxiety and depression, but to awaken into a more superhuman state. So it goes well beyond just fixing the ailments. It's we're seeing how far can we go? How high can we fly? What depths of reality can we reach? Right? So okay. So there's a number of layers. So you can think of it as different layers of existence. So they're all superimposed on existence. You might say, we've got radio waves going through the room, and then we have also got actual matter. Those are two different layers of reality, but they both exist. Obviously, you can turn on the radio and you can hear there's some sort of invisible wave happening, transmitting music, right? So it's the same thing. There's a number of layers. So I'm going to go through quite quickly. We've got the physical layer, which is just the obvious material. We've got the astral layer, which also you might call the metaphysical. This is where the chakras exist. There's also tubes connecting the chakras that are that kind of go through, like there's a central one that goes through and comes out the nose, and you can feel this very palpably. There's also through the spine, there's a bunch of centers as well called granthi. And then let's see. And all of that can be considered a part of your chi. Then we have an even deeper layer called the causal layer. The difference, it's interesting because these are both very energetic, but they're different orders of reality. The subtle physical is structured. It's subtle physical structures, metaphysical structures. Chakras are structured. You can restructure them in a better way, just like you can build your muscles. But the causal plane, so we have the physical, the energetic, and the causal plane. The causal plane is a plane of light. And we had a class on this a few weeks ago. Basically, existence is illuminated by a light, the light of the mind. Perhaps you could call it a transcendental light. It's a light that has no shadow, that you can actually see. And this light renews you in the most beautiful way, creates a sense of ecstasy and intelligence, love, knowledge. It's really, truly profound. And actually, it's a more profound in a way. But these two layers interrelate to each other. So if you're very blocked up in the metaphysical, it's harder to access the light. If you don't access the light and you just stay in the metaphysical, you don't get to access the divine. So the divine is in the light, sacred realms. And then beyond the light, there's a realm of clear light. It's like the light has a source, which is almost like a blackness. And this you could call the eternal realm. And this is where nirvana exists, where nirvakapa samadhi exists. These are various words for a state of ultimate knowledge, where you only know by becoming. There's no duality. So you actually have to become this light to know this light. But that's not what this class is about. So we're sticking in the metaphysical layer. So if you can think of those 4 layers, I think this is a nice cosmology for the experiential side of the universe. Any questions? Kara, what do you think? Kara and I have been talking about this for years. But what do you think? Do you get anything new?
Yeah, absolutely. You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been obviously incredibly focused on raising Kundalini through like physical, chant and also chanting and meditation. And so it's nice to hear you, yeah, break down the different layers. So I have one version of like cosmology that I'm familiar with, but I feel like you're illuminating the some of the other layers of cosmology that like could potentially be overlooked. So or more like stumbled upon
Yeah, like,
accidentally
oh, that was
through the
amazing.
practice.
What happened? I was
Yeah.
meditating on my third eye and there's gold light everywhere. You broke into the causal plane.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, look at the land beyond. So
Yeah,
that's what I'm getting.
nice. So yeah, so Kira actually has studies Kundalini yoga, so let me just add a few things. So if you do Tai Chi, if you do Kundalini yoga Kriyas, if you do I don't know, potentially something more intuitive like ballet, but you move the energy in a certain way. Um, or in my case, and perhaps some of you, mathematics. When I do mathematics, I go into the causal plane and I radiate from my heart and my third eye. And it helps me to see mathematics. Because you can't see mathematics unless you are able to hold at bay the thoughts that obscure direct seeing. So that's a another class, but there's a relationship there. So, okay. So these are all different ways you can practice it. You can also just sit down and do chakra meditation, which is what I do. I sit down, I do Tai Chi, and I sit down and do chakra meditation. So that's what we'll do today. Oh, Ayush is here. Yay. So, so there are 7 chakras. They are connected by a tube called the Sushumna. And I'll tell you the names, you can write them down, but if you just remember there's a tube there, that might be enough. If you like the names, you can go with the names. Um, the There's the heart chakra, 3 below and 3 above. Uh, if you have been in yoga studios or looked at pictures of chakras on the internet, you might have seen the lower 3 chakras in the wrong places. They're actually they're actually there's none the 7 chakras uh, none of the 7 chakras exist between the belly button and the heart. So usually they put one above the belly button. There's a chakra there, but it's like an 8th chakra. It's the solar plexus chakra. But there's tons of chakras. If you have acupuncture, you'd experience many, many, many different chakras, and they help the energy flow properly. So you could feel like one here, for example. That's a very important chakra that I could probably use a needle right now. So, uh, so the 3 below, they're also not exactly in the physical space proximity. So the lowest chakra is a little bit underneath the body, and it's like a sphere, and it takes up more space than a point. It's a little underneath the body. It's the perineum, like right under your butt. There's a spot there, and this is pure power. It's like the life force energy. And it's usually recommended not to meditate on that unless you're very advanced, because it can just make you basically more of what you are. So if you haven't purified yourself and there's a part of you that's angry, if you meditate on that, you can get very angry. So, so this is important to know about that. The second chakra is basically the genitals, and it's very much related to the pleasure centers, but it's also related to creativity, and it's right at the base of the genitals as well. So but that one also, don't necessarily want to meditate on that. It's good to meditate on the navel center, the 3rd chakra. So this one's 1 inch below the belly button. It's in a slightly different place for different people. You have to feel it, and then oh, okay, I felt that. And you can really feel it if you are trying to do something that maybe you're scared to do. Sometimes you might feel your navel chakra kick in, and it's like, whoa, that pushed me. If you want to jump off a cliff into some water 40 feet below, maybe your navel center will activate. Um, so that's now the navel center it's about will. It's willing. And in that sense, it's very good because it supports the rest of the system. If you want to will love, you can use the navel. So it can be very much in service to the heart. The solar plexus chakra is, I'm going to do the 7 chakras first. So those are secondary chakra. The heart chakra is right in the center of the chest. If you were to say, I am Emma, you go, boom. Wherever you point your finger, hopefully you're pointing in the right spot. If you're like pointing over here, there might be something wrong with your orientation. That's if you say, I'm Emma, wherever you put that spot where you very intuitively want to go is like protect or warm or, hug. That's your heart. And that's very important. It's almost like the 1 chakra. If you were to say there's 7, you can also say there's 3 if you were to look at it a different way, or you could say there's 1, the main center, right? 1 primary chakra at least. The next one is the throat chakra. Of course, the heart chakra is all about love, but it's also about knowledge, the knowing that comes from feeling. So the mind is more of a describer and understanding. The heart is more of a knowing. So it awakens intuition and empathy and just an enriched feeling of life. Then we have the throat chakra, which isn't as much my specialty, actually. The throat chakra sometimes will activate if you feel like you want to speak something into existence. It has to do with creativity as well, although I don't have this. That to me is not direct knowledge. I haven't really experienced it that way, but I have experienced that if I feel confined, like I'm not allowed to speak the truth, I feel blocked in my throat chakra. So you want to clear that so you can speak the truth. And a lot of times it has to do with other people not wanting you to speak the truth. The next one is the third eye, which is a little bit above the eyebrows in the center of the forehead. And this one helps to gain clarity, lucidity, understanding. It also helps you to perceive the planes of light and the causal planes. And potentially, if you have astral vision, you can see various things astrally. Like you, Mom, you see all those, you saw a light beam across the room and like little things in the air. All of that's the astral vision that you actually have very good astral vision. So then we have the 7th chakra, which is a little bit above the head. And I love this one. It's the crown chakra. And you can kind of feel it. It's like almost like a little stream. And if you open your psychic astral vision, you can see it in people's heads. It looks like a little white cone like this. And you can see it if it's easier to see it if you're like looking at people on the beach at sunset. There's something about the power at sunset and the backdrop makes it easier to see that. And it actually goes way out like a donut, like 12 feet, 30 feet out. So whole layers. And you can see it and hear it and feel it, all kinds of things. It's like kind of vibrates your brain when you see it. So that's the crown chakra, and that's got to do with transcendence. So they all have a particular feeling. So there's a sense of self-transcendence, that you're part of something bigger. Also that perhaps you're transforming into something more. Yeah. So it's good to feel that one too. So those are the 7 chakras. There's 3 granthi. So granthi are like chakras, but they're a little bit more dense. They're still energetic. There's one behind the head, right? Where we have like a bump on the bone back there. There's a spot right there. It's called the Shiva Granthi. There's one right behind the heart. Yeah, let me not go so fast. We got like 20 different energy centers I want to cover. So right behind the head, if you focus your energy there and try to feel that, you can tap it, you can put your finger there, but there's a spot behind there and it actually connects with the third eye. There's a tube between the third eye and or something like a electrical connection between the third eye and this spot. that's very good to meditate on. There's one right behind the heart. So if you were to, get a back rub, you had a rough day, your friend rubs you on the back. Where do they rub you? They rub you on your Vishnu Granthi. So there's a spot in the back where it's like right behind the heart chakra. So it's the center of the back. Really important spot. And then there's another one called the Brahma Granthi that's right in that sensitive spot in the lower back, like the fifth vertebra. And yeah. So all of these, and these are all connected through a energy channel that's around the spine. And if you were to turn the human body sideways, you'd see there's a spine channel and then there's a Sushumna channel in the front. So there's a little loop that's called the microcosmic orbit. And it goes up through the brain, out the nose, like it goes around like this. And the two that come out of the nose are called the Ida and Pingala. And these spiral around the Sushumna like a snake, and you can feel them come out the nostrils, and you can feel them in your front teeth sometimes. So there's a lot you can explore. So I'm telling you all these things, and the whole idea is, like, when I first learned about this, I was this was like 13 years ago. I was driving to students all over Los Angeles, and what I would do when I was driving is I'd focus on my chakras for 45 minutes in traffic. And I really did everything I could to awaken these things because I wanted to feel the magic. I wanted to feel the power. I wanted to feel the love. I wanted to not feel anxious. I wanted to feel just wonderful. So I would spend a lot of time doing that. And you can walk around all day focusing on energy. And it's a worthwhile way to focus your attention. There's another spot that's very important. It's like right in the middle of the brain. There's a little chakra right in the middle of the brain, and it connects the Shiva Granthi to the third eye. And you can meditate on that as well. There's also a spot like where babies have a soft spot. There's a spot a little bit back behind the crown. That's an important spot too. So there's all of these spots. Yeah. If you focus on that one, it has like a very unique feeling. I think it's supposed to awaken memory, past life knowledge. But to me, they all need to be very active. And they help me in various ways, some of which I'm aware of and some not. Of course, then we have our hands, and it's good to have your hands active. Let's actually try this as a very good beginning exercise. If you hold your hands like this and begin to allow them to accumulate a charge. So you're feeling the charge in your fingertips and in your palms, the center of your palms. And you can play with your ability to will that charge and to allow that charge. So let's maybe take 10 seconds, see how intensely you can will the charge. Okay? 10, 9, 8. You. Woo. Will it? All right. Now there should be a charge accumulated. Now it's interesting. Some of you touched your hands together. If you touch your hands together, you might dissipate the charge or you might activate the charge. So just be cognizant of how that affects you. Like I don't want to touch my hands, but I remember in previous situations where touching my hands may help generate a charge. Another thing you can do is kind of, try when we increase volume, but have the same amount of substance, it causes suction. So when you do this, you're actually causing a kind of suction that almost feels like it's pulling out of your palms and fingertips. And then it gives you more feeling and awareness now that we've built some charge there. Okay. So now we got little chi balls going on. You can maybe take uh, let's do heart first. So take your middle fingers, seem to have quite a bit of charge more than anything else. You can try to pull or activate the heart center. So if you feel the heart and feel the finger and then feel them interfacing with each other. And one of my favorite things to do is to move my hand away. I put it here and I move my hand away. And as I do it, I can keep the connection and it pulls my heart open. It's like pulling your heartstrings. So Robert, are you feeling anything?
I can definitely get it in my hands. It's hard to connect it to the heart, though.
Okay. So let's try this, Robert. Try your third eye. I have a feeling your third eye will be easier for you. So same thing. See if you can, and then maybe pull it out. I'd like to make sure that everybody feels the energy. So please give me a hard time about it. Be like, Adam, you said all this is not doing anything. Just give me a hard time. I want to help you feel it. We'll work on it together. And if you feel maybe like, oh, my third eye is more active than my heart, go with your third eye. Perhaps your navel center is more active. Perhaps your second chakra is more active if you want to try that. Whatever, or your crown chakra, right? Like whatever, I could even kind of tell everybody. So mom, I think your heart will be the most easy one to connect because I know you. Actually, Robert, I would have said your third eye. Did you feel it a little bit more? You can feel it.
I felt the warmth in my hands, but I couldn't feel other things today.
Okay. Well, so when we go into light and meditate, it starts to accumulate as well, so that you'll be able to feel it more. Another thing is, like, I do this, I pull it. This is all kinds of things. A lot of these I came up with intuitively over the years. It's very important to feel free, to just intuitively do whatever feels good. I mean, you literally get to sit down and give yourself an energy massage for an hour if you meditate an hour a day. And you will build this energy, like if you do it enough, you get so aligned energetically that you'll stop thinking and then you can just stop doing the massage and it just happens on its own. So it's a little bit of how energy work can apply in meditation. So Daniel, how are you? You feeling it? I know you felt it before when we...
Yeah, I was feeling it and I could carry it to my heart. But as I was like moving the energy from my heart and outside, it started feeling like weaker and weaker until I couldn't feel it anymore.
You mean when you were pulling far away?
Yes.
But it was still strong where it started though, right?
More or less like it started dissipating with time.
Oh, it shouldn't how did it dissipate though? That's not good. We want it to accumulate.
Like I also started like losing focus.
Okay. All right.
And I stopped feeling the energy like moving.
Okay.
So I was trying to gather it again.
Got it. Well, we should probably begin. I feel like I want to ask Emma. Emma, how do you have anything to share? You don't have to share if you don't want to.
Hi,
Hi, nice to finally talk to you live.
I know. No, I'm enjoying the class. I have a lot of I have a lot of knowledge and
Nice.
practice on this, and I recently came back from a trip where we did a lot of activation. So my heart chakra is extremely active these days.
Nice, nice.
So I feel it, and also I've never done this practice, so it's kind of nice, and I felt them in both locations.
Nice, wonderful, wonderful. Nice to have another energy worker here. Awesome. All right, so let's see. We should probably do an actual meditation. Oh, it's already 6:39. I feel like these classes, it's hard to do an hour. Okay, so we talked about for 30 minutes other than the warm up, waiting for people to show up. So let's dive in and meditate, and we'll just spend a little bit of time on not all, but many of these, and accumulate the energy together. And if you have experience with light, definitely bring the light into the energy centers. One of the ways to activate the chakras is to feel the radiance of the causal light, the transcendental light in the chakra. And it causes the chakra to melt in a way and then purify itself better. So I'll start the music. Can everybody hear me? And you can hear the music too? Let's bring our attention to the heart. Always a good place to start. You're directing your focus into the heart. But really, it's more like you're just feeling your heart. Enjoy the music, feel your heart, feel love. If you can't feel your heart, just put your hands there. Do something a little less magical. Just go a mundane route. Whatever you can to just focus on your heart. Create a change from where you are. Welcome, Ray. So Ray, we're just feeling the heart right now. Bring your attention to the heart center, the center of the chest, energetic heart. one way to feel the heart, not only by bringing your attention there, but try to experience a joyful state of mind. Create a holistic transformation. Allow the gestalt of your being to move into a realm of gratitude, of joy, of abundance, of benevolence, and then feel them radiating physically, metaphysically in the heart space. That's why the music helps. Like that spot right there, let that touch your heart, awaken your heart. That spot in the music I was referring to. So beautiful. Let's take another minute on the heart. Really give it your sincerity. Okay, wonderful. Now let's do the, I actually like to help everybody move the energy down through the heart. So it's almost like you're running a little stream over the heart. Just for a few moments, it's like a minute or so. Let's go from like the throat area or the forehead and just move the energy down through the heart. Kind of like pulse, one pulse down, another pulse down. Just keep doing it. And it might be much slower. It might feel very viscous, the energy. Notice places where it doesn't want to move. You just sit with that. Gently apply your will to move it down through that spot. All right, let's bring our attention to the third eye. So as we focus our attention on the third eye, we're clearing the space. We're also accumulating the energy there. Feel the third eye. You should feel like a pressure in your forehead. There's a sense that you're looking at the horizon. There's a feeling of poise, clarity. You focus on the third eye. It's like you see everything at once. And you're ready, present, listening, seeing. Take another 10-15 seconds with the third eye and really just give it all your attention. gentle with it. Let's move to the crown. You can feel it in the top of your head or a little bit outside above the head. Just try to feel this spot. It's above the head. Right in the middle. Sometimes it feels like a nice tingle right on the top of the head. And take a moment and feel a couple feet above the head. It's an interesting thing to recognize that we can feel outside of our bodies. Move your attention 1 to 3 feet above the head and realize that you can clear and expand your field to include that space, and that it feels better, and that there is an actual transformation that occurs when you do this. Just let the energy rise even higher. See if you can feel 20 feet above the head. And don't judge it too much. Just bring your attention high up above you. Then allow the energy to move down through that channel. So the crown, we reached up, but now allow it to flow down. Let it flow right through you into the earth. And then back up. Through you into the sky. Okay, we're gonna spend about 30 seconds on a bunch more centers, just 30 seconds each. So right behind the head, that Shiva Granthi spot I told you about. Bring your attention there. Try to will an accumulation of energy, clearing of energy. That's good. 10 more seconds. Okay, now let's do the place where the baby has a soft spot. Between the crown and the back of the head, there's a spot right there. Flat part of the skull. 30 seconds. Ten more seconds. I want to do that one for like 30 minutes. So good. But let's go into the next one. The Vishnu Granthi behind the heart. Give yourself a nice pat on the back, focusing your attention on the Vishnu Granthi. Ten more seconds. Now, in the lower back, the Brahma Granthi. Let's bring your attention there. Okay, now the root chakra underneath the bottom. Now the second chakra. navel center, 1 inch below the belly button. Easier to do if you're sitting up straight. Feels a little like a fire in the stomach if you can activate this one. Now in the center of a little bit below the rib cage, the spot there. 2 inches below or so, that sensitive part of the stomach. And then at the bottom of the sternum, there's a little dip. This is called the heart chakra, H-A-R-T. It's a little dip, but it's in the sternum, right above where the stomach turns into the rib cage. Let's feel the nose. The nose, Ida and Pingala out each nostril. Perhaps you feel those, but bring your attention to the nose. Mine's activating, so you should intuitively, I think that's probably a good next step. And let's feel the fingertips just closing out, really expanding to the whole field, starting with our arms, fingertips, palms, ears, legs, the bubble around us. Feel that you're in a bubble. Fill that bubble with the energy. Turn your attention to the world. Feel that you are the world, merging your energy with the most expansive view of the universe that you can. Let's bring the attention to the heart while we do that. Feel the heart. Reach out. And just enjoy that, because you worked really hard right there for all that time. It should feel really great. You're in your heart and you're expanding. You're like the Care Bear with the light coming out of its chest. But expand in all directions. Above, below, behind, left, right, forward. When you're ready, Just bringing all your attention to your heart chakra in your chest. Feeling gratitude, joy. Namaste. Oh my goodness.